This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the agents finally find the cultists' compound. And they begin the cleansing. Oh, and rescuing people too. I guess that's important as well. But most importantly, the cleansing of the cultists. So first up, I want to mention that this was recently the 4-year anniversary of Roll for Combat. That's right, we started around Gen Con 2017, and the very first podcast we ever did was the actual play of Starfinder and Dead Sons. And that was the original cast of myself, John Statz, Chris Beamer, Jason McDonald, and Bob Marquis. And we have obviously grown and changed since then. Now we have 2 actual plays with another entirely different cast, and obviously Kickstarter, where we're coming out with 1 million books, and we have the RPG Superstar contest, and who knew that this was going to turn into all this? I actually was doing podcasting for a long time before I did this. For those of you who know, I was doing something called Gaming Steve, and where I was covering the world of video games, and I started that I almost started 20 years ago. That's been around for a very long time. But I kind of stopped it just because video games became a little diluted, and I won't get into the reasons, but that was a very popular podcast, but it was literally just me, and it was a lot of work for just me. And this came about, okay, I'm going to give a little history. I probably have done this before, but after 350 plus episodes, I don't remember if I did. But if those of you who have never heard the history of how the podcast came about, well, sit back, relax, and I'll tell you a little story. And for those of you who heard it before, well, maybe you'll learn something new. Anyhow, so here's the really quick history. So way back when, way back in the 70s, I myself and pretty much everyone on this podcast, at least on the Agents of Edgewatch podcast, was playing D&D in elementary school, in high school, in college, and so forth. We were playing D&D, and back then it was 1st edition. And it was brutal, it was rough, it was nasty, and we loved every single second of it. And of course, back then we'd be playing computer games and role-playing games and JRPGs and everything in between. And then suddenly, D&D moved on and moved to 2nd edition, and then 3rd edition, then 3.5. And that's where I sort of met John Statz and Chris Beamer and all the rest. I actually met Jason McDonald in college, and we weren't playing D&D back then. Mostly we were playing fantasy baseball and a lot of Civilization. A lot of Civilization back then. But we weren't playing Dungeons & Dragons, anything like that, because we were in college, and it wasn't quite as popular back then. It was the 2nd edition, and D&D was falling in favor of things like computer games. Anyhow, eventually with the advent of 3.5, D&D suddenly got a lot more popular. Actually, it was 3.0 we started with. And I discovered something called Adventure Paths. And I was immediately hooked. I saw this thing, and I was like, wow, one adventure path? I mean, I always liked playing the adventures, but I always felt it was really hard to connect the stories. And I saw this concept of the adventure path, and I was immediately hooked. And I told all the guys about it back then. It was Seth, Bob, and Chris, and they were all living either together or near each other, and they were just a few blocks from me. And I told them about the adventure path and this new thing called Age of Worms, and I really wanted to try out Age of Worms. Before that, we were playing like one-shots and homebrew stuff, and it was kind of a mixed bag. And actually, believe it or not, Seth was the GM back then, and I was playing the character. And he was so brutal, because we were playing 1st edition rules, and I actually rolled a 1 for hit points for my wizard. That's right, 1 hit point. Can you imagine? Think about that for a second. And he had a 4 strength, because you had to roll 3 dice, and whatever you rolled is what you got. It was so brutal. And so I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do with 1 hit point? But believe it or not, that wizard lasted a while, because this is what you could do in 1st edition. I actually had a whole bunch of cohorts, and I just had him guarded at first it was 4 like warriors just flanked him and walked around with my wizard at all time, and then eventually became like an army. And by then, Seth sort of gave up. By the way, I kept rolling like 1 for hit points. So by the time he was 4th level, I think he had like 5 hit points. Can you imagine that, being 4th level in 1st edition Dungeons & Dragons, having 5 hit points? I can't even believe he lived that long. But it worked because I had something like a dozen fighter cohorts surrounding him at all times. So he can never, ever get hit. And, you know, that's the problem with 1st edition. It just was beyond unbalanced and just got silly. And eventually you have like 50 people in your party. So we stopped playing that. And it just got too much. And we really got into Magic the Gathering. But anyhow, back to my original story. I saw the Dungeon magazine and I saw Age of Worms. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm running this thing. And I read the first adventure, and many of you know, the first adventure in Age of Worms is The Whispering Cairn by Eric Mona himself. That's right. I've mentioned this many times. This is my absolute favorite first level, low level adventure ever written, period, end of story. It is incredible. I love this adventure. I do not think there's a better one ever written. And I actually am taking a lot of inspiration from the Whispering Cairn for the Jewel of the Indigo Isles adventure path that I wrote. Do look for a little bit of Age of Worms in that adventure path, because I took a lot of what I learned from Age of Worms and put it into Jewel of the Indigo Isles. Anyhow, we started to play that, and it was fantastic. Bob played 2 characters, Chris played a monk, and Seth played a paladin. And I remember Bob played, I think, he played a cleric, which he named Tordok, which was just doctor backwards. And he also had a sorcerer who was just a gun. He used to call him the gun because he had to play 2 characters because we didn't really have a 4th person that we knew well enough to join us. And then what ended up happening is that whenever John Statz came into town, because he was working in Blizzard in California at the time, and we all lived in Manhattan, he would play usually the extra character. And then when Jason McDonald would come in, because he was traveling a lot for his job and he'd come to Manhattan, I would also have him play one of the characters. So they would join us on a regular basis. And we played Age of Worms, well, forever. And that is probably, as I said, my favorite adventure path and adventure of all time. But then, you know, we got older and we moved and everyone left. And I didn't want to stop playing, so I looked into playing online. I mean, that's my whole deal. I, make websites and do online activities. I make websites and do computer programming for a living, so for me, finding an online solution was a no-brainer. I found a whole bunch of online solutions. Back then, I was using D20 Pro, and that is how we got into playing online. And that was over 10 years ago. And we continued to play adventure paths, and back then, it was Pathfinder. We actually did meet in the city, and Seth ran a Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition homebrew campaign from level 1 to 20. Yes, believe it or not, I ran and did an adventure campaign of 4th edition from level 1 to 20, and it was great. It was great. By the end of the campaign, I actually managed to live. I had a sorcerer that had so many ways to avoid combat that Seth stopped attacking me. He just gave up. He never even bothered anymore. I know I talk about it, how bad I hate when people power game, and yet I am probably the worst power gamer you could ever find in existence, which is why I don't play PCs, because I can't help myself. So I'd rather play the GM where power gaming is encouraged. So with that, I said, you know what? We've been doing this for so long, and I already know how to podcast. If we can start recording our adventures and turn into a podcast, wouldn't that be cool? And this was way before anyone was doing this. I'm talking like 15 years ago when I was thinking about this. And the problem is no one wanted to do it. No one wanted to have their voices recorded. No one wanted to have, their adventures out there. It just was not something I was interested in. And it really bothered me. And I would always mention it every so often. Whenever we started a new adventure path, I'd be, hey guys, you want to do it? And they're like, no. And then, well, what ended up happening is Glass Cannon came out. And when Glass Cannon came out, and obviously was a huge hit right away, I was so angry. I was like, come on, guys. We could have done this 10 years before Glass Cannon. 10 years before anyone. Because we were already doing this. We were already playing online. I already had all the tools to record it. So I just insisted. I was like, that's it. We're doing it. I'm doing a podcast. Take it or leave it. If you want to play the game, play it. If not, well, I'll find someone else. And surprisingly, they all took it. They all did it. And instead of playing Pathfinder First Edition, we felt a little burnt out because, quite frankly, we have seen and done everything. Between all of our years of D&D, all of our years of 3.5, and then all of our years of Pathfinder First Edition, it was becoming rote. It was becoming the same old, same old. You always had to get the same magic items. You always had to get the same weapons. It was always the same progression. So I was just like, you know what? It's time for a change. And when I saw Starfinder was announced, I was like, that's it. We're doing an actual play. We're going to do Starfinder. And we're going to do this Dead Sun's Adventure Path. And we did it. And it turned out to be a lot of fun. A big hit. And then when Pathfinder 2nd Edition was announced, I was all in. Not because I hated Pathfinder 1st Edition, quite the opposite. I loved Pathfinder 1st Edition. But you know what? I have played thousands, not hundreds, thousands of sessions of 3.0, 3.5, and Pathfinder 1st Edition. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I was bored. And quite frankly, so were the other players. And we needed a change. So that's why we switched over to Pathfinder 2nd Edition. By the way, we did sneak in 5th Edition. 5th Edition was snuck in. And we just don't like it. I mean, I get it. I think it is good for feeling like a superhero. But you're talking to someone who ran a wizard who had 5 hit points at 4th level. So, you know, I'm just not used to having as much power as you do in 5th edition. We like it hard, we like it challenging, and we like it crunchy. And quite frankly, Pathfinder 2nd edition gives us that in spades. It feels very much like 1st edition, but not nearly as deadly. I know that's an oxymoron, but trust me, it's true. Because it feels like you could die at any moment in Pathfinder 2nd edition. And it feels really tough, but you know what? It also feels really heroic. Because I can't count the number of times where these guys would go into the brink of death and come out of it alive. And it is really, really fun. I tell you, I love 2nd edition. I really do. I love 1st edition too. I was just, you know what? It was played to conclusion. I mean, that's all it is. It's like, I could name a lot of video games that I love to death. And I played them for hundreds and hundreds of hours. But after a while, you're just like, enough is enough. And you got to move on. So there you go. There's the quick mini history of Roll for Combat, the podcast, where it came from and where everyone else came from. If you want to know real quick, Jason and I, as I said before, went to college together. That's where I met him. I actually met John Statz at a Magic the Gathering tournament way back when Alpha and Beta, believe it or not, were still out there. I have a 4-digit DCI number. That is how long I've been playing Magic the Gathering, since the beginning. And I met them in a Magic tournament, and John Statz and Chris Beamer were roommates, and they went to college with Bob Marquis, and Seth was best friends with Chris growing up, and so forth and so forth. And that is how we all met. There's actually more people to the group, but the other people I don't mention because they don't play D&D or Pathfinder. They actually were more board gamers. We used to play a lot of Risk 2210. That's one of our favorite games, and Chris loves Risk. He loves to attack and kill people, so you can imagine what those games were like. And as for the other podcast, Rob Tremarco, I met through Chris and Seth. He lives in New York. We're part of the thing called New York Geek. I don't think it exists anymore, but it was basically a gathering of geeks in New York who would play games and Dungeons & Dragons, things like that. And then the other people like Lauren and Vanessa. Vanessa actually won the free trip to Paizo contest, believe it or not. That's how I met her. And then I met Lauren through Param and No Direction. I met Rob Pontus at Gen Con 2 years ago through Order of the Ember Die, and that is how I met him. So I have met and made a lot of new friends through the podcast and through Pathfinder. So there you go. And hopefully I will make new friends, as now I'm becoming very friendly with everyone at Paizo. First, I just became friendly with them, working on this podcast. But now they're working with me on the Roll for Combat books, and I talk to them all the time, every single day, because we are working together on all these books. So that has become really fun as well. So I'm really glad I started this podcast, because what started out as just me playing games with some friends is like turned into a whole big aspect of my life, where now I have dozens of new friends and a new company and a whole bunch of new things. So what will happen in 4 more years? Who knows? But expect to see a lot more books, a lot more Kickstarters, and a lot more podcasts. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's show notes. So because I had a very long intro, show notes will be very quick. Do check out the Roll for Combat Kickstarter. It's still going on. Battles of Bestiary. We just added a stretch goal where there can be 44 new pages of Dragon. That's right, the Dragon Ancestries book has doubled in size, or who knows, it's become really big. Every single type of dragon you've ever seen or heard of or imagined can now be in the Dragon Ancestries book, plus 5 possible new dragons invented by us over at Roll for Combat. All I can tell you is that these dragons are called the Wild Dragons, the Wild Bunch, if you will. And they are going to be known as Wild, all right? So check those out. Check out the Discord channel if you want to come over and chat. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. Do check out the Patreon. For as little as $5, you can listen to us live whenever we record and chat with us and get all the episodes early and other fun free things. And of course, do check out the Roll for Combat website, and you can check out Jason's Talking Combat column, where he does a recap of every single episode every single week at rollforcombat.com. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Last we left off, you managed to finally track down your original quarry, the Greycloaks, and actually rescue them. Believe it or not, even though you've been in this place, this catacombs, for it seems like weeks, months, even though it's only been a few days, you have found everything, every single nook and cranny, especially the nooks and crannies, especially the most disgusting, grotesque parts of this cavern. But you finally managed to break the code and find where they were hidden. You escorted them back. You came back to have a big old hearty meal from Sharky, except for Lowman, who doesn't trust Sharky.
Nope.
And you leveled up. You are now level 8. Everyone is amazing. Everyone is incredible. It's a new day. You have pretty much cleared out all of the temple area. Now the only thing left is maybe a little bit of the catacombs. There was a little bit of the catacombs left, but just a little bit. But the whole area, the secret area where the cult is, you haven't touched that yet. But you did find a back door. You found a sneaky way in that maybe you can get past the very, very heavily guarded front door. But all you need to do is make sure you don't set off the alarms.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That would actually dovetail into my level 8 changes if you would like to start there.
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
Yes, I want to go through it. Any changes you wish to discuss in public with everyone else. We'll go with Basil first.
Yeah, well, I'll go with the sort of boring stuff first, which is my skill increase went to Arcana, so I'm now a master in Arcana. I took the skill feat Quick Identification, which means I can now identify things in 1 minute instead of 10 minutes. And actually, no, since I'm a master in Arcana, I can do it as, I believe, in a turn. I believe if I use all 3 actions in a turn, I can identify something. So I can identify things really quick if they're magical. And then I took the feat, well, as a natural progression, I get access to level 3 spells, which is exciting. And here's why I said this might be relevant. My one spell that I took is Invisibility Sphere, which creates a 10-foot sphere that we can slowly move around in. If we start going into combat, it ends, but we can potentially be invisible.
Wow. How long does that last?
For 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome.
And also, let's just to go back and finish the explanation. Arcane Breadth, it's not very exciting now, but it's going to grow with me because that's the spell that gives me an extra slot at every level of spell, kind of N-2. So right now, that's just an extra cantrip and an extra first level spell. But then When I get 4th level spells, I'll get an extra 2nd level spot. When I get 5th level spells, I'll get an extra 3rd level slot, and so on. So I will have access to more spell slots as well.
Wow, I'm looking at quick identification. This is one of those I never heard of until you took it, and I don't know. It has a lot of good role-playing aspects because you're right. It goes from, instead of you identifying a magic item, effect, or location, instead of it taking 10 minutes, it would take only 1 minute. But since you are a master,
The double whammy, the upgrade to master.
you get it in 3 actions, aka 6 seconds. You went from 10 minutes to 6 seconds. And if you go to legendary, it's 1 action in 2 seconds. You're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And that's it. It takes you longer to explain what it is than for you to identify what it is. That's very, very cool. Wow. I guess the hand wave heal is going to have to be upgraded because usually you were able to do the identifications during the hand wave heal. But now you're going to finish the hand wave heal like 9 minutes and 40 seconds before you're done with identifying, or the other way around. You know what I mean?
We'll have to find something else to do.
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human ruffian rogue.
I'll get a book of Sudoku.
We didn't have something where you can heal 4 people at once or something now.
Oh yeah, I hold on a second. Let me double check that. I think Ward Medic, because that actually would have happened last level, and I didn't notice it. But I happened to be, when I was working on my level 8 character, I noticed that when I became a master in medicine, Ward Medic now works on 4 people instead of 2 people. So now I can heal the entire party in one dose of Ward Medic, or 1 dose of
so you
treat wounds.
Not only both hands, but both legs. I don't want to think about that. You're like, all right, everybody, get into the position. I'm gonna heal you all. Woo! That is very creepy.
Yeah, they have to be spaced at equal intervals for me to do that.
All right, who's next? Who can top that?
I got a pretty good one.
All right,
I think I can top it.
All right.
The one thing that I did get was pretty amazing. It's called Opportune Backstab, and it happens when it's a reaction whenever an enemy is hit by one of you guys in melee. I can capitalize upon the distraction and make a strike against the same triggering creature. So I like it when you guys get into melee because then I get a free hit every turn. At least, well, I don't know. I guess that's a 4th action. I don't know.
No,
how
it's a
that even
reaction.
works.
So you get 1 reaction per turn.
So if I hit 1, 2, 3, okay, I'm at negative 10 or something ridiculous, right?
Yes.
If I trigger this, am I attacking again at negative 10, or
Nope.
because it's during somebody's turn, it's
You started
no
0.
modifier?
You started
That's
0.
pretty darn good. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the that's a
Oh,
song
that sounds like
Dougie's singing
Lomang's.
too.
That sounds like
Yeah,
Lomang's
I know.
reaction.
Well,
I guess
I didn't get anything last turn. I didn't
guess,
get anything. I saw Lomang got that awesome thing, and now I got that this round.
Now Dougie has
so
it
I'm
too. I
stealing
guess
my
Lomang's not
thunder.
cool anymore. Lomang's not the
steals my
coolest
thunder.
coolest guy in school anymore, huh?
Well,
Nope.
Dougie can't hit as hard as Lomang, so he'll have to try his best.
Well, Lomang doesn't hit hard. He just hits a lot. Or actually, let me rephrase that. Lomang doesn't hit hard. He just swings a lot. There we go.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
I swing a lot.
My
Until next
swings-
level, then we're going to see a little bit of a change there.
Yeah. So that's that was the big upgrade with Dougie.
Well, you also have four digit. Yeah, you wish 4-digit. 4-digit hit points. No, 3-digit hit points. 104 hit points. You're up to the triple digits.
Am I the highest?
No.
Yeah.
That's
think
all
so.
you have? Just
What does
104?
Lomang have?
What do you have?
It's embarrassing. I have a lot. Hold on. I have 122.
Chris Beamer is playing Lomang, an orc tiefling monk of the crane style.
That's 122 hit points running to the rear after you take your first 2 actions.
Well, someone has to be able to tell the story.
Jeez.
Someone has to have the bards sing
God.
of the glorious heroes that died in battle.
And give it a
What did Lomang? Did
Give it
Lomang
your
get anything?
spin.
No,
Lomang didn't get anything.
Lomang got a rock. Lomang got a rock. Lomang got very little. I did become a expert. I think in acrobatics was the I think it was that. I got to double check. But the one thing he did get was he has the ability, like Remo Williams, run across water really fast as long as he ends up on dry land.
Nice.
I mean, it's very situational, but it's very in keeping with the whole martial arts theme. The
Nice.
jumping and the running.
Do you have to hold your hands out flat like Joe Gray?
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw that movie multiple times at the theater. Hardcore nerd.
What?
I did. I saw it multiple.
Reno Williams.
Remo Williams.
The legend
I was
continues.
a big fan of the book.
You saw that.
Nobody's
in the
heard
theater.
of this book series, and when they came out with Fred Ward at the time.
Well, we
was
talked
somebody-
about it at length last week, right?
Yeah.
There's 152 books.
Yeah, they're terrible.
and
books.
no one's
Takes
ever.
3
So
hours.
it was like
heard
Law
of
and
this
Order. It was like
novel.
Law and Order. It was ripped from the headlines.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's actually some good stories in there, but it's very pulp-ish.
Well, I like the movie a lot.
Highly non-PC. So
back to Gomez. Gomez, the little quiet goblin in the back, who's just sitting there mumbling to himself, looking at his cool staff, and thinking, all these cool things I can now do.
I got a bunch of abilities that just fit so perfectly with the episode where he became the cult leader of all those fungus people.
I like it.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
So I went with it and enhanced my was it charisma foo to do group impression, so I can try to impress multiple targets now. And for the capper for the perfect one, primal evolution. I gain an additional spell slot that could be only used for summon animal or summon plants and fungi. So those guys that I'm now that I got to see the light, I can summon one of them to aid us when we want.
oh wow, we're gonna see him again.
Yeah, and it's also that and also related things like I can summon a dryad, I can
Nice.
summon all kinds of stuff like that.
Gomez officially becomes this show's pet class.
Oh, we
Exactly.
love pet classes, don't we, Steve?
Oh boy.
Gomez is like Yoda, kind of now,
Yeah, maybe.
with the staff and the and the presence,
You have to start talking like Yoda.
the charisma.
Yeah, he's got the
I
pointy
can
ears.
never do that
No,
consistently. That's
show
the one
some
thing I can't
pride.
do. I can't do voices.
Show some pride.
All right. So you woke up. A few things. First of all, you can go back to the Grey Cloaks because if you remember, the Captain Runewolf, was going to give each of you a +1 striking weapon of your choice if you were able to rescue them. So you can find out about that. I don't know if they will, at the minimum, you could at least get the weapons and sell them if you don't want to use them.
Yeah, I actually want that. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, I do want
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so you can go see him. And then, do you want to buy anything special before you go back into, the catacombs? Because there's things.
One question is, I thought I saw holy water somewhere on one of these.
Oh,
sheets.
yeah. So, a few things you managed to find while you were down there. So, if you remember, you used the feather token chest and you stole all that stuff using the elementalist. And the elementalist came back and gave you the feather token. You pop it open. Inside, you find an iron cube talisman, which allows you to ignore difficult and greater difficult terrain for 1 round. I mean, not great, but better than nothing. Is that the one? Oh, no, Feather Stone Step. I forget
Right.
which one does which. So
That-
you find
that's-
Feather
yeah,
Stone Step allows you to do that.
right. And that one Dougie has on his armor.
The Iron Cube allows you to use the knockdown fighter feat, but you have to be an expert with the weapon you're using if you're going to use that. And that is also for only 1 round. So that's the talisman thing. And the other thing you find is 5 holy water, which ain't nothing. I mean, they're cheap and they can do a special type of damage
They can do
that
good damage.
we call good. And the good damage, though, only affects fiends, undead, and creatures that have weakness to good damage. Now, it's funny enough that that ooze undead eldritch monstrosity, do know, is weak to good damage. That's all I'm saying.
How many of those do we have? Right?
5.
How much do they
5.
cost?
They are like 3 gold each. They're really cheap.
I mean, we could all load up with a
Yeah,
bunch of
but
those.
1 to 8.
No, you're not getting it. It's 1 to 8 plus 10 or whatever its vulnerability is.
Correct.
Yeah, if it's got weakness 5 or weakness 10, that gets tapped on to even 1 point of damage.
And you do splash damage, even if you miss. The only way you miss is if you get a critical miss on the monster. So say you're aiming at the monster, you throw it at him, and you miss, you do 1 point of splash damage. And if he's weak 10, that's 11 points of damage.
I mean, each of us could
By
throw
missing.
2 per round, probably. At least.
Well, yeah, you can roll. You can only really do, I mean, unless you come with your hands full.
Right.
Because it takes, you throw 2, but then it takes 1 round, it takes 1 action to pull 1 out and 1
Oh,
to
yeah.
throw. So
Yeah, let me tell you, I can do a lot more damage with just melee. That's
Yeah, like that's the comparison, isn't it? Like, you
yeah,
know, like,
that
like,
really is.
on average, factoring in all other mathematics, do we have something else that does 15 points of damage on average, or 20 points of damage on average? Then that's better.
Though I wanted to experiment with the notion of injecting him with holy water with my.
I love
sword
that.
cane.
I love that. I love that just for the style.
I don't know how diluted it would be and whether it would work, but if I could use my poison injector to inject him with holy water,
Oh.
that could get interesting.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
well, there's one problem with that plan. You have to actually get next to him and then hit him with your cane. Other than that, it sounds like a great plan.
I'm not low, man. I'm willing to get up there.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
There you
Yeah,
go.
oh man, he's gonna load up on those things you can lob over his allies.
I mean, I was the
That's
only
what he
one
wants to
who
do.
got hit by that, and let me tell you something.
No.
You don't want to get hit by that.
Well, I got hit by
Yeah.
the use, but
Right. The use is nothing. The use
Yeah,
is a
you did get
mosquito.
hit for something like 68 points of damage or something. I remember.
Right, and it wasn't even a crit.
No, that was a crit. That
Oh,
was
was it? Oh, great.
Yeah, it was a crit.
yeah. Well,
And he hit you once, so you're like, okay. So even with your 122 points of damage, I don't think you can even take 2 hits.
I mean, I like the idea of spreading out around it and then just lobbing holy water at it to melt.
yeah. Does that do lasting effects? Is that something that like fire, or is that something that's not a
No.
damage over time? Right. Okay.
We'll put that in the long-term projects bin.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
There's something. Well, persistent damage is a completely different category. So
Right.
the way it works, persistent damage is its own thing, and persistent damage could be anything. So if you have something that specifically does persistent damage, if you look up, I forgot what it is. It's like either the not alchemist fire, but if you look up some of the, like I think the electric one, or the poison one, or the ice one of them actually, or the I forgot which one, but one of them actually does persistent damage when you hit with it. If you look at because there's one for each element. You guys have alchemist fire, but if you ever wanted like ice or electricity, there's actually bottles for everything in this game. So they all work
Acid.
differently though.
There is one other great unknown. Since it's an ooze, does that mean it splits if we hit it with slashing? And then we've got 2 of these things to deal with.
You don't think so because it's contained within the armor,
Oh,
and
okay.
you don't think that would actually happen from your research.
That would have been fun.
That would be death. Although that
especially,
really,
well, no, especially since with other oozes, they have less hit points, but they still hit just as hard.
what's interesting is that if you hit something, everything within 5 feet of the creature you hit takes the splash damage. So if you hit a creature that's huge, which takes up 15 squares, when you hit it, it counts as all those squares. So everything around it, when it's huge or large, counts. So it's not like, oh, it's just like 4 squares around it. No, it's like 10 or 12 squares around it. It's all those squares, every square around it. Because if you hit a huge creature, which is 9 squares, it counts as hitting the whole creature. It doesn't count as like I'm only hitting 1 square. You actually hit all 9. That's how it works in the rules. So something else though, if you did split it, you could like start a chain reaction, Jason. Like I hit you and then you splash and you go to the next one and then that one takes damage and go to the next one, and it just keeps like this chain reaction down where you just kill them all. But it doesn't split. So what are you going to take? What is Mr. Lomban
I'm going to take
taking?
2 holy water.
I didn't hear
I
you.
put 2 holy waters in my bandolier.
Okay, you're taking 2 of the holy waters.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take all 5 unless someone else wants them.
Yeah, I'd like at least one to try my experiment.
Yeah, take a couple. We'll buy more too, I think, before we.
Okay.
You know what? Dougie will get a cup. Actually, doesn't he have some? No, he doesn't.
All right, holy water. Let's see. Who
Sure,
has?
don't Dougie's books say something about being prepared for any contingency?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy 3 holy waters.
Lomang, how many are you taking? Lomang's taking.
I'm taking 2, and we have 3 more. So
Basil's taking 2.
Sounds good.
Dougie.
I'll just buy 3.
do you want any Gomez for now?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take.
I
I'll take
got
3
enough. I got enough paraphernalia. Very paraphernalia
Okay.
heavy.
then. So we each have 3 now.
Well, actually, Basil has 2.
Right, Basil has 2. I have 3. Dougie has 3.
Should I go buy one just to be a conformist?
Yes.
It's cheap. I mean, there's.
Or I'll buy a third one just so we all have 3.
All right. Anything else?
It seems like it'll be a good tactic because it's basically a lot of damage that's not going to miss, and you're not going to necessarily have to stand next to it and get killed by it.
Yeah, it's math. It's math. Like, you gotta
yeah.
do complex calculations. So
I did it in my head, and
yeah.
I figure that it's good to do because you know what? It's not just the damage; it's also the not dying. Because when Dougie goes up there to hit it and he misses once, and then the thing attacks him 3 times and kills him, then
This is all I'm gonna say.
when you're dead, you can't do DPS.
This is what I'm gonna say. With a holy water, you have a 95% chance, approximately, of always doing damage. Okay? That is just math. If
Exactly.
you are attacking, you have, say, I don't know, we'll say a 50% chance on your first attack, and then a, 20% chance on your second, and like 5% on your third. And that's just hitting and doing damage. So you can do the math from there. It's like one's like a small percentage, less than 50% of average doing damage, or 95% chance of doing damage.
The other thing that maybe the cultists may have something. They may need to deal with this thing eventually too. So they may have, in case it goes wild, so they may have some means of dealing with it. So if we deal with the cultists, we may get some sort of tool to get rid of it too.
Yeah, do whatever you want. It's up to you guys.
I agree.
But I gave you what you wanted. You got an amount of storage. You got them holy waters. Gomez poo-poos them holy waters. Poo-poo them. All right. What are you going to do? You wake up. It's another beautiful morning.
Let's
Another
head back
day in
into
the
a
core.
dank dungeon.
Yeah, I guess we're heading back in.
Let's head back to the.
Or
poop
do you want to
dungeon.
go for the weapons? The cap.
Oh yeah, the weapons.
Oh, let's at least stop by and get the
Yeah.
weapons. Yeah.
Okay. You head on over to good old Captain Runewolf. Runewolf, the unbeliever. That's right. Because he doesn't believe in anything. Because he's, he's a gray cloak. He sees you all, and he waves you in. He's like, you guys are a sight for sore eyes. I see you rescued, most of the gray cloaks. We got a full debriefing from them. Sounds like a couple of them got devoured by some of the creatures down there. And it sounds like the captain was eaten by some undead monstrosity. But what's going on with her? They said when they were retreating out of there, they thought she was still alive or something. What's going on with her?
Well, the creature has kind of absorbed her and is using her life force to feed its powers. So she's not dead yet, but she'd be very hard to rescue at the moment. So we're still trying to figure out how to do that. It's not a good fate, I realize, but we're trying to figure it out.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you something. She's special to me. If there's any chance for you to rescue her, I take it as a personal favor to me and the Grey Cloaks. If you can at least, at the bare minimum, retrieve her body. And maybe, just maybe, retrieve her alive. If you can do that. But that's up to you. I understand if it's a above your pay grade. I mean, it did manage to take her out, and she's one of the finest members of the Grey Cloaks. So I imagine whatever took her out is pretty tough.
I guarantee you this: we will rescue her. Just give us time. We will do it.
Okay, I'll hold you to that. And I did promise you 4+1 striking weapons of your choice. And you did return as many of the patrol as you could. So, you up for that? You need anything?
Yes.
We got a ton in storage here. What are you guys looking for?
Well, Dougie could use a man gosh striking rune.
Man gosh.
Yeah, the man
All
gosh
right.
needs
you
some
got it.
striking attention. And that would
Okay.
be very helpful.
Yeah, I think we got a couple of those in there.
Ah, good.
One man gosh coming right up.
I would like a +1 striking light crossbow.
+1 striking light crossbow. All right, then we got dozens of those. There's like a stack of them in the back. He just like pulls one off, throws it to you. There you go. We get these off those criminals all the time. They don't need them anymore. What else you want?
That does it for us.
I think I would like a star knife.
Nice.
Star knife. You know how to use one of those things?
I do.
Well, la-dee-da.
Are you a worshiper of Destna?
Out of character, it's got light bulk. It's a ranged weapon I can use without going all the way to the bow, but with one hand. So it seemed like it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it seems like a good choice for it.
Fancy.
All right. Anything else?
Gomez?
Nah, if I need to do damage with a hand weapon, we've lost. If we're in that situation.
You should get it because it's money. So.
I was gonna say, read Dougie's books about being prepared for any contingency.
All right. I'll take what, a dagger?
Dagger. How about a dagger? Actually, take a dagger because I may need to borrow it because I can't do slashing damage.
Sure.
Any other way.
I'll take a dagger, just a simple +1 dagger.
Yep.
Is there a grill you can put into your choppers?
I know. But I've yet to actually bite something in this entire adventure.
Actually, there is. If
I
you
thought we
get,
even talked about this. There is
no,
a biting.
if you get +1 striking, what was it? The hand wraps of mighty blows. That counts. That will give you +1 striking to your mouth because it's an unarmed attack. I know it doesn't make
right.
sense, but that's how it works.
You've sold me. Because actually hand wraps that's also wizardy. You know, like that goes with the costume. So I am sold. The +1 hand wraps, please. Yes, thank you.
He takes the +1 hand wraps. He puts them on, and suddenly his fangs grow 3 inches larger and sharper. And he's like, "Oh, look at this! Chomp, chomp, chomp!" He can bite people with the best of them.
And then he says, "I get tired with my rats on my teeth tattooing."
Ha!
What?
Ineligible.
Because my teeth are so big, I can't talk right.
All right, so are we ready to get to Vamoose?
He hands out all the weapons to you and says, "Well, you've earned these. Hopefully you can use these to rescue the sergeant. Anything else I can do for you? Sounds like you're making that place your home. Sounds like you know more about the catacombs than I do."
Right.
We're taking out the trash.
Yeah, we are. There's a lot of trash. There's the toilets will flush swifter after we are done. We are cleaning up the sewers and the underworks.
Yep. There's a lot of unsavory types down there. A lot of criminals.
Yeah.
They need some justice.
By the way, Lomang, you already have a +1 striking crossbow.
Oh, really?
You're like, I'm going to use this to replace the one that I already have.
You know, I saw that on there, but I thought that was you had preemptively knew what I was going to
No,
get.
no, you have a dagger. You want to get a +1
Yeah.
dagger
You know what?
instead?
I will. Yep, I will totally. Because I would like a slashing weapon. I think dagger's slashing and piercing, actually.
It's like an O. Henry short story. Oh, he already
Maybe
had
not,
one,
though.
so now he gets his dagger.
It was very funny. He's like, I want exactly what I already have.
Let me think about that for a second, though, because I would
Okay.
like. Isn't there a weapon that is both slashing and piercing? that I can use?
I don't know. It's your character. You figure it out.
God, I don't know what monks
Any
can't use
versatile.
shit stuff for weapons.
Oh, but you're a monk. Who knows? That you can, yeah.
It's all simple weapons.
Probably not. Not simple.
Is short sword simple?
I think so. Look it up. I think a short sword is.
All right, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Short sword, simple, or no, it's martial. Short sword's martial.
God, the simple weapons are crap. Club. I want a +1 striking club. No.
You should get the thing that.
With the long spear,
Gomez has.
That has reach.
Do you have a bite attack?
I don't need. No, I don't know about it. That's crude.
Hey, there we go, Gomez. There's your +1 striking jaws. Rawr, 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 rawr.
Choppers.
Awesome.
You got your choppers.
Oh, no. Dagger is versatile S, so it's slashing or piercing. That's exactly, so I want dagger.
Exactly what you want.
Yep, that's exactly what I want. +1
That's what you got.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and you are done.
I'm done.
There you go. +1 striking dagger. Waching! Ooh, good damage too. 10. Look at that. It's actually not bad
Not too
damage.
shabby. Nope.
Okay. Time to go back to your favorite place. To the sewers.
Yep.
And there you are. Now, who can see what? That's the other issue. Although, strangely, you did see that there was lighting in the area with the cultists. So that area actually was lit with torchlight. So just FYI.
Yeah.
So can we just do our technique and get past this thing and get to that, basically to where we were before?
Wherever you want to go, yes. You have enough technique here and know the ways that if you want to get to a specific room, you can let me know and I can probably get you there automatically. You don't have to you can just do it.
I think this room here.
You're pinging. Oh, you want to go all the way there? Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Because that's where we're gonna go through that door, I think, right?
No. That door
the door
leads
to the
to
north?
fucking. No, there's demons
Oh,
on
so
the
the
other
door to
side of
the
that
north,
door.
right?
Yeah, that's instant death. That's not a door we want to go through. Yeah, that's the door.
Which door? Oh, up there. Well, hold on.
I mean, we do have to cross that demon area. Oh, I guess we don't.
Well, I'll say that you are tippy-toeing across, and the door is open now, so you can
Right, we just run
tiptoe past Tyrokeese. And Tyrokeese, by the way, seems to always look to the south, and the only reason it even turned around to go after you was that Basil tripped and fell and made a lot of noise, and then it turned around and started to chase you. So I'm just going to hand wave that and say, because this is we've been in this dungeon a long time. So to speed things up, you are back at the little nook from behind the secret door of the chapel, and now you're in the back entrance to where you were before. So who's going to do what? Well, before we do anything, does Gomez want to cast his healing font or no?
Sure. Don't do that in the morning.
I kind of think this might be a good time to. How long does it cast to do that invisibility sphere?
Oh, it's a fairly short cast. It only lasts 10 minutes, so we won't want to make sure that's the one we want.
Because based on the maps that we had, hold on, let me go to those. Those were in handouts? Yeah.
Off the top of my head, that invisibility sphere doesn't get us in, it gets us out.
No. You cast that in combat, and they're probably gonna just cancel that shit right out.
We're deep in a dungeon, we're all beat up, we gotta get out, we gotta sneak out. That's when we use it.
The invisibility sphere goes away the second anyone does anything hostile.
Yeah.
So,
or even moves quickly. You can move at a kind of normal pace, but you can't start booking.
yeah, it's designed specifically to prevent you from trying to do what you sounds like you want to do, which is either preemptive strike or you can do a preemptive strike, but the second you do, the jig is up and everyone's.
I feel
there.
like we probably want to save it for now. I feel like
I agree.
it may come in more handy. If we might identify a specific place we want to sneak past or something, where it might. Because right now we're just feeling out the entryway. I would like to think that their heavy hitters probably aren't out the front door. So it would seem kind of wasteful to get by the lookout post guys.
All right.
Just I mean, that's my read of the situation.
No, you're right. Yeah, I'm kind of looking. I think we looked. Like, I'm looking at a bunch of connected rooms, and it looks like there's doorways between them. But man, this is such a.
It is a 3-action cast so I can cast it in combat. So if we were to like do a kind of running retreat out of sight of the bad guys, and then I cast it real quick, we might be able to use it to hide, but we wouldn't be able to move very fast. We'd have to just cast invisibility and hope they give up looking for us.
Right.
Or like a situation like we encountered with that god awful monster where we had to scurry by or sneak by or whatever. Like that would have been the solution to that one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm sold. Well, Mang,
Yes.
how are you feeling for we've been through this doorway before, I think.
No.
No,
Went
you
to
have
the
not.
north? No.
Nope.
At least
Oh, wait
directly
a
into
minute.
their
No,
compound.
this is the ledge that we've been on. Okay, so right. Okay.
Well, I don't know. You want to check it for traps and locks?
I'll check it for traps. I'm going to do that.
Because I feel like this is where we can see some
Yeah,
traps.
this is actually
This is
very
their front
much
door.
Okay. You go down the corridor with the stairs, the hidden corridor that you touch the brick and it disappears, and it does the Diagon Alley of building the stairs. You go down that corridor, and sure enough, there is a door to the north in a tiny 10-foot corridor. Dougie looks at it. It does not seem to be trapped, and it also does not seem to be locked. You also, interestingly, can't hear a single thing on the other side of this door.
Now, we are costumed in our cultist gear, so we could maybe pull some kind of bluff, too. I don't know if thoughts on that.
Well, that would be Gomez going first because he's got the charisma.
Yeah, my inclination though is enough with subtlety kicking the door and we start killing. Like, we go room by room,
Systematically
Terminator
sweep and
style until we
Sweep and
until we
clear.
start hitting things that we can't handle, and then we back out.
You know what?
search and destroy.
I kind of like that because that gives me the free license to do my pincer move idea. Ever since we were on this, there's a... Okay, so Dougie is standing on this ledge. I'm going to ping the map. I'm over to the east side of the hallway, and I'm overlooking that horrible trench of raw sewage and horribleness. And actually... Steve, are there monsters down there that I see? It's just real fetid water, right?
It's fetid water.
Yes, it's fetid. I fell into it last time.
Yes.
And you had to take a roll just to fall into the water. Yeah, it's about 6 feet deep, too.
Okay.
As for monsters, well, jump into the water and start swimming
No.
around.
I want to know if I see them now. Okay, I don't see
No,
them
you
now.
don't see any monsters. No, nothing
Just checking.
that you're aware of.
Because
Yet.
from where I'm standing, if I lean a little bit, can I see a ledge over here? Because I believe that is on the map.
Not easily. Yeah, it's on the map, but you can't see it easily from where
Okay.
you are.
So I'm
that
thinking
is,
of...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of climbing along that wall and poking my head around to see what's going on because I have mad climbing skills.
That is completely doable. Sure. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
And that way, you guys can like if somebody stands on this ledge and I peek through, I can like whisper like what I see or give like a hand signal to tell anybody looking at me how many bad guys I see or if
No.
it's clear.
According to our map, that appears to be where the lookout is.
Sure.
That's really funny. So a guy will be looking out that door, and then Dougie will be like, "Oh, hello."
Well, yeah, but the thing is like I
Maytag
can't
repairman.
I'm not just gonna just present myself at the window. You know, I could
really
climb above their position and kind of look down. They're
Yep.
not looking up. When they're looking out, they haven't seen us. They haven't seen Basil traipsing through the sewage. So whoever's looking out there isn't doing a good job because no alarm was raised. Like we had free access
Yeah, that's
to this
true.
corridor.
I mean, we could have just got lucky that no one. was there
Yeah.
at the time.
So I'm thinking, and heck, if they see me, then we're busting down doors anyway.
All right, go for it, and we'll go this. I'll go this way. We'll have
Okay.
a pincer maneuver.
Yeah,
Right.
you look at this wall. This wall is pretty easy for you to climb, being the expert climber that you are, because
Master.
it is a rough master climber.
Yes.
Master climber, because it's very rough, and there's a lot of handholds. And trying to do what you're describing,
wow.
which is climbing 10 feet to the north, and then maybe 5-10 feet up, and then ducking your head down from the top to see in from the top of the hole, as
Right.
opposed to the bottom or the side. Yeah, you could totally do that.
Yeah, the
Just
description.
Make sure your hat doesn't fall off.
Yeah. So if Gomez or Basil could just stand where I'm standing once I get out there, and I can give
I'd
a
say
signal.
Gomez because he has dark vision, doesn't he?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Yep, I'm there.
I'm popping my dark vision. Oh, actually, there was
Okay, because
light.
There's no light here.
Okay,
There's light coming from there, but there's no light out here. Like, the only light that you see
yeah,
is light coming from the cells of the lair. What's
Right.
called the lair. And that's it. But you should probably up it this way. It doesn't hurt to pop the potion. You have
Okay.
dark vision potions.
Yes.
Might as well use them.
All right, so
All right, give me a roll. Give
All
me
right,
the
I'm
athletic
going-
skill action. Here we go. Here comes the first hero point being used as he rolls
Jeez, 6.
a 24. 24. That's actually fine because this is easy
All right.
to climb.
All right,
So you get over, and then do you want to do the little pop in?
yeah,
You ready for the little
and,
pop in?
and I'm coming from above, looking kind of down,
Spider Dougie.
Does what everything a spider Dougie does. All right, I'm going to tell you what you see. Ooh, look at that. You want to see what Dougie sees? Dougie, you're the only one who sees this.
oh wow, crazy. Well, I
All
won't
right,
say
let's do your
anything.
stealth check too by accident. Let's see your stealth check. Let's see.
Master
Oh, he's pretty
thief.
quiet. You're only trained in stealth. You're not a master in stealth. You see a very strange chamber. You see, scattered throughout this blood-stained chamber, there are several filthy wooden tables about 4 feet tall. Inversion tables equipped with manacles for wrists and ankles. Weapons and implements hung on racks or stacked on shelves. And indescribable torture devices of all shapes and sizes. You see a short corridor that connects to a similarly outfitted chamber. You see a door to the west that is closed. You also notice that the walls appear to be blood-soaked and padded. This room appears to be quite soundproof. In addition, you see a man or a woman. You're not quite sure. They are equipped in the garments of the Skin Saw cult. Although this one seems to be torturing some poor soul chained to the wall in the south. They seem to be sewing pieces of cloth to the person who's chained to the wall. You see several pieces of cloth hanging from this poor person's arms, faces, legs, and other parts of their body.
Jeez.
What do you do?
All right, assuming Gomez is going to the place where we spoke about, where he's going to go.
That is a correct assumption.
Okay, I'm going to give the thumbs up and point toward the room. I'm not describing any of that to these guys. I'm going to say the room is like clear. Go in.
All right, low man, we got the thumbs up. Go.
I open up this door and I
Breach. FBI, open up.
Wait, I'll show you the picture of what this person looks like.
FBI, we have warrant. Boom.
There you go. Okay, hold on. Let's open up that door.
oh wow, that's odd.
Breach! The door opens. Who goes where? Who does what? Hurry! Go! Breach!
I am.
Oh, if we're not in combat, I'm gonna keep moving.
Keep going. Yeah.
That's true. We're in disguise.
Well-
They wouldn't necessarily attack us.
Well, yeah.
Right. So Lowman quickly runs to the north. Dougie flips over. Let me do a little bit of a skill check to make sure you don't fall on your ass. That would be athletics. I rolled a 31. So
He falls into the sewage.
No, he literally does a backwards flip, like woohoo, and jumps right down, lands right next to
Parkour.
the prisoner. Parkour.
I have wall jumping. Oh, I got.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have he has so many things that he literally parkours in perfectly.
Yeah.
So the person who's
You
torturing
took
this
all of
poor-
my things.
you just wander in. You're just like, oh, is this where the party is? Am I in the right place, fellers? Because this person who's torturing this poor soul just doesn't even really look up, and looks up for a split second, sees you in disguises, and just keeps going. And this prisoner is yelling and screaming. What do you do?
Interesting. Yeah. Attack.
Well, you tell me. What do you do? You're just
That's
standing
what I
there,
do.
and she's just this person is still sewing, and then you hear from underneath the gruff mask. This person seems to be wearing a mask of like a thimble. It says, "Hand me those pincers over there, will you? The rusty ones."
Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna stand and role play while this guy tortures anybody. I'm attacking.
I stick
Yeah.
my head in and I comment, "So, this is paradise."
I like that.
God.
That's
And I
right.
want that music to start because that is our scene. We should be doing that.
This is paradise.
Screw
I
this. Roll
love that.
initiative. I'm drawing
Hell
on this
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to do. Okay,
Oh, okay. I battle cry.
see, you finally get to do it.
Roll
Yeah, the first time.
for combat.
First time
How did
I've
they
ever
go
see the
first?
thing. We see the thing we're fighting before initiative is rolled.
Don't we get
Yeah.
a surprise round?
You will get a bonus on initiative. I will see. What
Oh
did
my
they roll?
God, look at my initiative. I roll a 2.
You rolled a 2.
It's incredible.
They rolled a 20 for initiative.
But
Well,
they but,
Dougie flipping, not to. I mean, I appreciate the artistry of it, but Dougie flipping in through the window might have clued them in that this wasn't
No.
totally normal.
No.
yeah, but this person
didn't-
was not even
got a
speaking
35
up
of
to
my
the threat.
demoralized.
Yeah, they
they
didn't.
didn't
no.
respond because they didn't see it completely because they were too intent. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to give you bonuses. You got to give me a little credit here. Okay, Gomez, you use your battle cry. First time ever. What does this do?
Demoralized. I got a 35.
Dude, sell a little better than that. Come on. You can't just roll. I'm not allowing that to happen. You got to go in and say, you got to do something. You got to sell it. That's the whole point of you going in and screaming and yelling and making this person drop their needle and thread.
Free Fish Fridays.
I made
don't know.
my comment. It's like, so this is paradise, and I said, "Stop in the name of the law. This is the Edgewatch. You are all under arrest."
There you go. 35. What's that against? I think you easily beat it, whatever it is.
It's gotta be Will, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you beat them. So they are frightened 1, I believe, correct?
Yeah. Let me
When you
double
say
check
they,
on that.
as other, I guess it affects the tortured person. as well.
Let's double check. With a sudden shout, a well-aimed taunt, or a cutting put down, you shake the enemy's resolve. Attempt an intimidation check against your target's will DC. Critical success, frightened 2, success, frightened 1.
Okay, so you intimidate and scare them, and she or he is frightened 1, although they go first. And seeing you all drop in, this person looks up and is like, "Ah! You're not from the cult?" And interrupts the sewing, drops the needle and thread, pulls out a war razor in one hand and a short sword in another, and then they're done. Basil, you're up.
Sword cane out. Devise a stratagem.
23.
Mother. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and attack to try to suss out how hard they are to hit.
Okay. You attack with your 23. Miss.
I kind of assumed it would miss, but that's all right.
They're very quick and nimble on their feet.
And that's 3 actions.
Okay, you're done. Gomez, you can
Yeah,
kinda
let
see them.
me take a look at what I see here.
Kind of a little bit in the hallway, so you have kind of a
What does the
partial view.
demoralized do, by the way?
Well, it makes them
It makes
frightened,
them
but only
frightened.
lasts till the end of their turn, so it literally came and went.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's already gone.
So we just see that. Would you just see that one person, and we see the torturer and the victim.
Yes, that's all you see. And you see a corridor to the north that winds into another room, but you have no idea what's there.
I like multiple targets for electric arc. That's too bad. Yeah, electric arc anyway. I like the taser effect.
Okay, roll. Okay, reflex save. Tries to jump out of the way. Fails. Rolls a 23. Gets hit. 11 points of electricity. Zap. Okay, that's 2 actions. You got 1 action left.
That is a good question. You know what? I'm going to pull out my wand of manifold missiles in my other hand. So I have my staff in one hand. I got the wand in the other.
Oh.
I thought you gave that to Basil.
You're right, I did. I don't have that. All right, so it's a scroll of heal is what I pull out.
Lo Mang.
All right, Lomang. I forgot that your button turns my AC. All right, crane stance activated. Surrender. It's hopeless, and I attack. Flurry, usual. Flanking.
28. You hit. And do
Nice.
14 points of damage. However, they then try to do something to you.
Oh no.
As you hit this, what are they called? A skin saw seamer, as in their seamstresses. Suddenly, they try to grapple you. That's right, grapple you with a athletics check. Let's do their athletics check. What are they? Oh, it's pretty good. Plus 17.
Is that a number of smaller skin saws dressed as one skin saw? Is that what that is?
Well, that's wrong.
Ha! 162. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
A 22. I presume that will not even come close. I don't even know what it's up against. Let's see. It is. Let's look this up. This is going to happen over and over again. That is against your fortitude DC. What is your fortitude, Lomang? Your raw fortitude.
My fortitude is plus 15. My fortitude save. I don't know if that's
Yeah, so it's 15. So that your DC is 25. Came pretty close. They tried to grapple you and fails. So that is a wasted reaction, as they tried to grab you
Wow.
and tangle you up in their needle and thread and grab you, but you get out of it quickly. You're like, oh man, that was
All right.
close. All right,
That was
you're still
close.
up.
All right. Attack number 2.
Yes, attack number 2. That misses. 20, 22, 23 misses. Not
And
even close.
attack number 3.
Sure.
And it's a miss.
That is 28 is a critical miss. Dougie is up. Wait, are you done?
I'm done.
Yeah, you had 3 attacks. Dougie, you're up.
All right.
Now, you definitely didn't have your weapon out, unless because you needed 2 hands to climb. That's one thing that always happens, by the way. So
all right.
it's in the rules.
Yeah, but I probably would not have
All right, I'll say
attacked
you took
without
your
a
weapon,
weapon.
fine.
I mean, yeah.
Well, no, I'll say you have your weapon, but you have to. You
Sure.
have to pull it out. You need 2 hands to climb. That's part of the rules. So, okay. Unless you get a feat that says you get 1, which you don't have.
It was probably your drawing the weapon that made it attack us.
Yeah, that's fine. I would say you drew your weapon and while
Yeah,
everyone was
yeah.
getting ready.
My battle cry is "You're under arrest, sugar," and I attack with my man gauche first,
Miss.
and that's a 25.
Miss.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Not a great start.
You rolled an
This is
8.
Getting all the bad rolls out of the system.
Double slice. Double
All right.
slice.
First attack misses. All right. That you hit.
Okay.
You do, let's see, 13 piercing damage plus 7 for sneak attack. So 20 points of damage.
All right.
Shunk! You take off a big hunk of them.
All right. And now I will attack with the rapier as the third attack. Wow. And I roll a 3.
Melee goes. Melee's seeing all this and says, Help, Chevron! Help! Intruders! Intruders!
Uh-oh.
Oh, good. I need more targets.
Yeah, this is exactly what. Yeah, all right.
Melee runs into the northern room and disappears. Basil's up.
Well, I guess we're going after her. Or them, or we don't know if it's a...
It's ironic. I almost cast a Tanglefoot.
Oh, really?
Almost-
Like a
I almost
Tanglefoot
did.
bag
I
or
almost
something?
did. And I was like, nah, that's
Uh,
dumb.
You go to the north. You see
No, I'm trying to figure out if that's one move or two. Sorry, I forgot to measure the distance.
5, 10, 15,
I got that as
20,
25. So that's still one
Yep.
move.
Yep. You see a room to the north. It looks very similar to the room to the south. It does appear to be padded. All these rooms are padded, so it looks like it's soundproof. These look like torture rooms. By the way, there's another prisoner to the western wall, Basil, that you see that is chained to the wall that also has more of the clothing and stuff attached to them. Right over here to the north, there's an Iron Maiden right there.
All right, do I see that guy around the corner?
Yeah, you see them.
All
You
right.
see
Well, in
a
that
new
case,
guy.
I'm going to since they called for help and I was expecting there to potentially be two of them, I'm going to go the electric arc route. Or wait, I should probably probably make
Indeed.
room for someone else to get into the room though. Or no, they can run through my square. All right, electric arc it is. Where'd my electric? Oh, there it is. Okay.
So you run to the north, round the corner. You see two people to the south, and a Iron Maiden to the north. You try to hit them. First one will go. First is Jevon with their reflex save. Makes it. And then melee. Critical success.
Ugh.
So the one to the south takes 8 points of damage.
And the other takes 0. And that was 3 actions.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I would assume I did cast my Long Strider again.
Well, I didn't know that.
I probably should, when we were doing daily prep, I'm sorry. But yeah.
All right, now you have Longstrider on.
But I have no level 2 spell slot.
Gomez, you saw them run away. You see Basil in the corner of your eye. What do you do? You're pretty far, though.
Tactical. All right, party. Tactical or RP? What do I do?
Tactical.
Yeah, we're way past RP. This guy's bleeding and not happy.
Can I get to the corner right behind Basil in one action?
I don't know what's your movement.
So 25.
Yeah.
That's 40. So that's
All
40
right,
to move there.
So that's 2 actions. That'll give me 2 actions up there. All right, so RP it is. The one action I step into the room next to the victim, and for my next 2 actions I try to release the victim.
Okay, that's actually good. Yep, there's some manacles on them. And you can give me a... What is that? I don't know. Hold on.
Thievery, pick the lock.
Sure, you can use thievery. It's 2 actions actually to do that.
So 17.
17. You need a little bit more time, but it looks like it's not too hard to pick these locks if you wanted to spend some time or even break them. They look like these manacles are not of the best quality. So the person sort of looks up and just says to you in a barely audible voice, "Help me, help me." And it looks like a middle-aged man. Like, help.
Yes. While I work to remove the manacles, I try to calm them using my diplomatic voice, with my goblin face and my toothy mouth, despite those things.
Things will be okay. Don't worry about it. Lomang's trying to run in there.
Stay calm, we're here to help.
Okay, Lomang. Let's see you run in. Oh,
I go there.
okay, that provokes. Masley will attack you as you run.
Who?
Masley. That's
Maui.
the one.
Is it Maui?
Oh, Mally. Yeah, sorry. Mally attacks you as you run by them.
Is attack of opportunity?
It's something. You don't know what it was, but you're running
Can
by.
I use my reaction on its reaction?
What's your reaction?
My crane flutter?
Yes, but it'll be used up for the rest of this round. So yes, you
Right.
can.
So if they attack me, then I will do my crane flutter. Yes.
Actually, but then you have to stop your movement if you do that, I believe.
Really. Okay.
Yes. I'm double checking.
But I think it would have like. Oh well, I don't know what their attack is, so I don't know what triggers it.
So these actions can be used even when it's not your turn. You get one reaction per encounter round, and you can only use it when a specific thing, once often. So the reaction, we'd have to read how it works. You might be able to, but it'd probably stop you from getting to where you're trying to get. So you would get it like there. You would do it right there. That's good when they're attacking you. When you're to the north,
Okay.
you're moving
That's
past
fine.
them. So you would get stopped there if you want to try to use it. They're going to try to War Razor you. A 34. Does that hit your 28? Yes, it does. And you take 11 points of damage as they cut you. Cut you with a literal razor blade. So nice. So nice. Now what? Now what's
not
your
nice.
reaction?
Okay,
What's that
so
called?
now I attack.
Okay.
So no, my crane flutter, it makes my armor class go to 30, but they hit me, so I can only get my counter strike if they miss. So that I don't get anything for that. But it is my turn, so I attack.
Okay. Right, but you would have to say, I don't think you get to use it because I don't know. 24, you miss.
We should figure that out because it's weird because it's like they're reacting, and how do I get to use a reaction on their reaction?
No. This is the way it works. You're targeted. Before I roll my attack, you say if you're using it or not. And then you say, yes, I use it. Then your AC goes up. And then the attack goes. That's how it
Right.
works.
So all of that happened, right? 'Cause
Okay.
They targeted me.
Yeah.
And then I
You
used
tried
it.
to use
They,
it. Yep.
they beat my 30.
Yep.
If the attack misses, you can immediately
Right.
make a crane strike and -2 penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You could have done that. I'll say that's fine.
All right.
Yep.
So it didn't happen. So second attack.
26. You hit.
Oh, jeez, finally.
Barely. 13 points damage. Which one are you attacking? The one that just attacked you?
Yep.
Okay. After you hit it, it again tries to tangle you up.
So wait a second. It's now got 2 reactions?
Oh, no, it doesn't. You're right. It used up its reaction. You're correct. It used its reaction. It does not have 2 reactions.
All right.
It
good.
tries to tangle you up and remembers that it already used its reaction and can't do that. You got it.
All right. So I actually have one more action left, and I'm
Okay.
gonna step over here.
All right, you're stepping behind them. All right. Jevron is up. Jevron is the new one. And Jevron pulls out their War Razor and will attack. Well, Basil's the only one in the room that it could. Oh no! That does
God.
not look good. Does a 40?
Damage is nothing.
Yeah, the damage.
Look at that
is-
damage. That's terrible.
Yeah, you're right. It is damage.
How can that be right?
Well, it's 9 times 2, so that's 18 plus deadly. So that's 25 points of damage. So 25 points of damage on Basil.
I don't like that.
That's not
Yeah.
so bad. That's not so bad. For a
He's
crit.
like, okay, that's okay. Now I think the bad damage is much better. Yeah, that's more like it. And then it tries to do something to you. What will it do?
I do not accept it's doing something to me.
It will actually just use its War Razor again, unfortunately. Does a 27 hit you? Just barely. 11 points of damage. And you're stunned. Dougie, you see Basil crying, and you see feathers flying. You realize things are not going well for your feathered
Right.
friend.
I see Gomez has got this under control, I think. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my first action. And there's 1,
There's
2
two,
for
yeah.
that action.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to do...
Why don't you describe what you're doing other than talking?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm ending my first movement on top of Basil, and I do have to take another move action to get past him. I am going to just make a skirmish strike. I'm going to step and then attack Maui. You got to put Maui down like a dog. And I'm just going to use my rapier for that.
Poor Mally. Okay.
That is a miss.
24.
I missed them all already.
Miss.
Jeez.
I remember the maul used to hit a lot, and the rapier doesn't hit for shit.
Yeah. And I might as well just do the
Roll a
rape.
7. These guys are agile.
Yeah.
They're like ducking and weaving
Yeah, I
and
know.
bobbing and
I'm gonna do a whatchamajigging a
mongosh.
rapier for 2. No, there's no point in.
Okay.
I just have 1 action left, and I roll a
Critical
4.
miss. Wow, that was
Wow.
amazing damage too if you hit, but you didn't. You're done. Mally. Mally goes. Oh, Mally. Oh, Mally. Mally can't get to Basil, unfortunately. So,
What's this red thing north
is that?
of
A bag of
Dougie?
loot.
yes, it's a bag of loot. It looks like a
Looks like a
It
doodle
looks like
of
an Iron
something.
Maiden that's taking up that. There's like lots of
nice.
tables and stuff
Okay.
like all over the place. That's an Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Can't really go into that square. Mally decides to. Lomang. Lomang, you look like you can use some damage.
All right. So it's attacking me.
You
and
do
I
not
will
get to. You
not
already
use
used
my
it.
thing.
You do not get to use it. That was used on your turn. When your turn begins is when all of your reactions reset. So you used it already. Short sword 25 misses.
Miss.
Tries to hit you with its other weapon, the short sword, in its other hand. That sucks. But then it's going to try to parry and counter attack and hit you again with its short sword. Oh, that's a good one. Gets past your defenses, hits you for 13 points of damage, and then it will then try to attack you one more time, but this time with its War Razor. And this time it seems to be hitting a hunk of flesh. It seems to want to take a piece of you out.
Eesh.
Oh, but it
Nope.
misses. It misses. Shame, too, because that would have been funny if it hit you. Basil, you're up.
All right. Well, I probably can't attack around the corner.
You can, there's just minuses.
All right. I'm gonna devise a stratagem to attack around the corner. If that doesn't work, then I'll cast a spell against
Okay.
melee.
Okay. 28.
I'm going to go ahead and do that attack. I think that's going to hit.
All right, let's see.
Even with the -2, the -2 cancels out the +2, and I think it hits. We'll find out.
Go right ahead.
Oh.
You hit. So,
Nice.
Wait, I'm looking at he rolled 1?
no. We're using devise a stratagem.
The devise a stratagem is the attack roll if I use it. It's just we don't really have a good system
Oh, I
to
see.
do the damage in that case, so I just re-roll the attack, but the to hit roll has already been processed.
Got it.
So you hit and you do 12 points of damage.
I
just
knew it was
barely.
either a 26 or a 27, so I figured it was...
Oh, wait, you also get the sneak attack, right? You
yeah, I get the
that too.
precision damage.
Ooh, 7 more. You snuck in. You did your strategy and figured out a way to sneak it in and poke him. All right.
And
One action left.
since I've been taking a little bit of a beating, I'm going to raise shield.
All right. Actually, before that happened, it's going to do its reaction. I forgot that. And it's going to try to grab you.
Does that happen before shields go up?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. So.
All right.
Oh my God! What is your fort, Basil? Because I only rolled the 22 to try to grab you.
Let me double check, but I think it's +13. I actually looked it up when Chris was doing it. Yeah, +13.
Misses
save.
by 1. Tries to grab you, and you get out just in the
That's
nick of time.
amazing.
It's trying to get you, but they keep trying to grab you with their needle and thread, and you're like, "Damn it! I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't look good." Like, I don't know what that is, but I don't want them to do it to me. You're done, Gomez. You're down there talking to the prisoner.
Yep, trying to free the prisoner. The battle is getting away, so I cast Fleet Step on myself to increase my speed 30, so I'm now moving to 55. That's 2 actions. Last action, I again try to release the prisoner and make them as comfortable as possible.
That takes 2 actions to pick a lock.
To pick a lock.
Yep.
So can things go over turns? Like, can I do like
No.
one action
Nope.
of it now?
Not for this. Nope.
All right. Well, I cast a spell, and
Yeah, one action left.
yeah, with my last action, I put away my scroll that I did something with when I tried last time.
Okay, Lomang, you're up.
All right, let's do this again. Green wing attack.
Melee. Try to hit melee. You roll a 25. You miss.
Oh,
my
Oh
God.
shoot! I just realized something.
So
I
bad.
should have shared the stratagem with Dougie, but I forgot to say it, so it doesn't. I can't do it this turn.
I don't even know you have that. 20. You miss.
Come on, Lomang, hit so I can.
Nope. 3
Oh
whiffs.
my
3
God.
freaking whiffs.
You still got another attack.
Nope.
You
Oh,
have
I
one
do.
more
I
action.
do. You're right. I do. Yeah, because or I can move.
It's up to you.
I attack. Why not?
Okay, here we go. You never know. You might roll a 20.
Yeah,
You
they
might
kept
know.
going.
Of course
25,
you
20, 19, 14. They get worse and worse and worse.
Wow.
Javon's up. Oh, I used the wrong. No, that's right. Oh, Javon. Oh, it's got a target-rich environment. Got Basil, got Dougie, got Lomang. Too many people. This guy only has his War Razor out. So Javon is going to do something weird. First, they're going to pull out their short sword for the first action. Now they have a short sword in one hand, War Razor in another hand. Second action, they're going to attack Dougie with the short sword.
Oh, that's a miss.
That sucks.
Nah, that's
All right.
that's a
Third
good thing.
action, it will attack you with their War Razor. Oh, look at that.
That's a hit.
11 points of damage. A
Ouch.
big chunk of flesh, and he's done. They're like cursing, and they're not saying a lot of. They're not like yelling or making alarm or anything. They're just sort of cursing under their breath as they're fighting you. You're imposters, interlopers. Seize them. Dougie, you're up.
Yeah, we're the ones who are cursing. I am going to do let's do a double slice on Maui. Start with a Mangosh. With the
You hit.
striking.
Yeah.
Is the striking working? Yeah.
10
God,
points of
10
damage.
Okay. And the rapier. I get a +2. That's 31.
You hit.
Nice. Some hits.
11 points of damage.
And that is all.
And then Mally tries to take your arm and grab you with that.
Yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
no.
27. I guarantee. I don't know what your fort is, but I guarantee it's not.
Plus
Plus
17?
18.
Is it plus 17? No. Is
Yeah.
it? Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
It still hits.
My fort is plus
13.
13. Oh, my reflexes.
13.
My reflex is plus 17. Sorry.
Okay. This is what happens. You are grabbed and grappled by Mally, and you are now caught up in their needle and thread. You are now flat-footed and restrained, and you can't move unless you break out of it.
Are they my level?
Or below.
Interesting.
Or
That
lower,
is different. That's flanking. This is not flanking. This is being flat-footed by restraints. The other one is flat-footed by flanking. That is a different condition. So they are your level, but it doesn't work because it's not a flanking attack. It's just the condition of being grappled. If you look up the grapple, is that you are flat-footed and restrained. That's all. You still, I think, have one action left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I am going to. Just let's do the rapier on him. And
Well, that's missed.
with. Oh,
Madly
shoot.
is a
Can I
ball.
do that?
Yeah.
Can I backtrack and call that a skirmish strike with? It's
Why?
basically the same result. I step 5 feet and then I attack.
All right.
I get a 5-foot step.
I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. So now here's the fun thing: you are being grappled, and you can't take a 5-foot step. You're being restrained. You can't move. You're grappled.
Oh.
That's part of it. You're stuck
Okay.
there. Okay, here we go. You're being grappled. The seamer Melee. Stitches a piece of cloth to your face. Give me a reflex saving throw as
Okay.
they try to stitch cloth to your face while you're being grappled.
Okay. Well, I've got a plus 17 on this, so there should be.
All right,
no
go,
Right, what
Dougie.
could go wrong?
What could happen? What could happen? Here we go.
Oh no!
And I roll a
Oh no!
22.
No.
You roll a 5. Do you wish to use a hero point?
You know what?
You
Let's
have
see what happens. No, I'm not. Gonna
Okay. Okay, the piece of cloth gets attached to your face as they use two actions to sew it to your face. While you have the cloth on your face, you are... Let's see.
Probably blind.
That's right. It goes over your eyes, and you are considered dazzled, which means anything you try to attack, you have a 20% miss chance, basically, and everything is concealed from you. So you now have a piece of cloth over your eyes, and you, you can try to tear it out, but it's literally like sewn into your flesh. That's 2 actions. For its third action, it decides to flay you with its War Razor. Oh no! And that's a crit because you're flat-footed. So that's a 36. So your AC is 2 less.
Is I'm flat-footed
you
because he's hidden
You're
or
grappled.
undetected?
You're grappled. You're grappled. You're grappled.
You have like threads on you.
Yeah, that too. You have 20 points of damage, plus 5 for deadly, plus 1 for backstabber, because you're flat-footed. It always does extra damage. So you take 26 points of damage. He also manages to slice a strip of flesh from you, and you are now bleeding as a piece of your skin has been flayed off of you. Basil, you're
Damn.
up. Dougie is looking really bad.
This is really kind of unpleasant.
And you're still grappled, by the way.
I'm going to devise a stratagem on Javon.
Yes. Actually, you're not grappled. You are no longer grappled. That's the good news. You try to devise a stratagem. You roll a 4.
Shoot. Then I'm going to cast Electric Arc. On both of them, obviously.
All right, Javon goes first. Critical success. Mally goes second. Critical success!
Oh, what garbage.
Yeah! Ace is wild! Woohoo!
20 and 20-year-old.
That is the same odds as getting double deuce. That's right.
Wow.
No damage
Wow.
on both of them. Gomez, you're up.
I'm sorry, my comrades need me. Try to stay still. We'll be back. And I bolt out of there. Can move 55 now. So let's see what's going on in this room that I cannot see from my vantage point. I move past my comrades to the location just north of Dougie.
You
Well,
can't
that's
move there. There's an
there.
Iron Maiden there.
That's an
There's
Iron Maiden.
Maiden there.
All right,
So
so
you can't move on
to
to that.
directly to the east of the Iron Maiden.
That you can do.
And I touch Dougie and bestow upon him the magic of freedom of movement.
Except he's not
Which I
grappled
already
anymore.
have, but that's okay. Unless that's something.
Wait, you have freedom of movement?
I'm not grappled. I lost grapple. But that's like when you come in, you don't see me being grappled.
Oh, okay.
So
So the only thing I
probably
see is that
wouldn't do
crap on your face.
yeah, I've got a little got a bit of food on my face. I haven't wiped it
A
off.
piece of cloth stitched over your eyes. Ignore
Yeah,
that.
I thought they were binding you up in thread and stuff. I thought
They were, but it loses it. If they don't maintain it, you lose it right away. That's what happens. It has to be maintained from turn to turn.
I see. So you just got a thing in front of him. Okay, good. That actually saves me. I didn't want to use that slot, honestly. Give me
Okay.
1 quick second to readjust. So I go and I move into that position. I realize I don't need to free him. Is anybody nobody? Everybody else is fine, right? Nobody else is all grappled or conditioned or
Nope.
messed up.
No,
Not
Bite-
yet.
bite him, Seth. That's the best thing you can do. Bite them.
Nah, I like I let the old standard. We'll hit him with the shock and shock.
Okay. They're pretty good at dodging those. He's rolled 2 natural 20s in a row. Okay, let's see. Let's try it again. Come on, Jebron. Come on, Jebron. Oh, still a success. Wasn't a natural 20. All right, Melee. Come on, Melee. Oh, failure. All right. Melee gets hit. Ouch! Wow, 17 points of damage. That's like max damage for you.
Nice.
Ouch. They both get hit. You stink. Lomang, you're up.
I have a quick
Lomang.
question. How does heightened work exactly?
Heightened?
Like heightened +4. What does that mean?
When you are... What are you trying to do?
I just want to know what that means.
He's looking at electric art from Gomez.
No, I'm not looking at electric art. I have my. I'm just wondering when my key strike gets better. I mean, I'm 8th level.
Your
and
key...
hasn't improved.
it only happens on odd levels. So your key strike will happen when you can cast basically 5th level spells, which is 9th level. So when you hit 9th level, your key strike goes up. That's how it works.
That's the +4.
Yes,
That's
it's
the
plus
+4 mean?
4 on spells because it's considered a spell. So when you can cast level 5 spells, and then also when you can cast level 9. You and I have discussed this like 5 times, by the way. So
I know it's very confusing though. Not
no,
5 times.
it's
one
actually
time.
not. It's heightened is always just to do with spell level. It's always spell level. So and you can cast every 2 levels. You can cast another spell level. So at level 1, you cast level 1 spells. At level 3, 2. Level 5, 3, and so forth. So when you can cast level 5 spells, which is level 9, then you can cast heightened. And then when you
So
can
it's
cast level
4
9
plus
spells,
1.
then you can cast it, which I think is level 15 or something.
Right.
Or
Yeah, it's
17.
way up there. All right. So this Mally has got to go down.
You do have 2 key points, but you have 2 focus points, not 1.
I know,
All
but
right.
they're very valuable.
Yeah, but you can. That's true.
Like if you use 2, you can only get 1 back unless you
True.
have special feat.
That's true.
I'm not going to use it yet. I'm just going to use Crane Wing. I got to be able to hit.
Just hit him. Please, just hit him.
Nope, can't hit him.
23.
Oh my god, this is maddening.
6. Hey, lucky
There we
hit.
go, finally.
Oh my goodness.
Minimum damage. But,
You hit for
That's all right.
10, 20 points of damage.
oh, did I crit it? Oh, I crit it.
Boom.
Wait. As a reaction to my ally who hits a monster within my striking range, I can attack. Now, I think I do this before he attacks?
No.
Okay.
Before who attacks?
Before Chris moves or takes another action.
Yeah,
Well,
it
yes.
goes now.
You have
Yeah.
to do it right now. You have
Right.
to do it right now.
Okay, so I'm going to strike with my rapier.
Okay.
Here we go.
And you hit.
And that is... Now, I have negatives, though. I have negatives.
What? What are the negatives?
I've got all of these icons. I'm bleeding. I've got...
Oh, right. Okay, so you hit, but you have to make a DC
Yes.
5 check to see if you actually hit them.
Okay, so,
So
I'm going to
roll a
D20.
d20 and roll a 5 or higher, and you manage to hit them. Because you have a piece of cloth on your face, you roll it, you hit,
And I do.
you do. So good job. So you do 11 points of damage. How dare you put
Holy
cloth on my face?
Still alive.
All right.
Still alive. Barely.
I'll attack again.
Okay. And that's a miss. Critical miss.
Can you believe that was the first
I'll attack
time I
again.
could use my ability in this fight?
Okay.
The first round, I'm defending. Oh, so
Yeah,
annoying.
because I've hit one. I've
Yeah, I
rolled
know.
8 attacks and I've hit once. I've hit
Yeah.
actually more than that. I think.
Yeah, and I was gonna actually hit when Basil hit what is it, Jevon? I was gonna use it there. I'm like, well, wait a minute, I want to use it on Maui because then we can take down Maui.
Yeah, take it
So
out.
I'm gonna just wait till
Lomang's gotta hit
kills
once
him.
in a
And
while.
Lomang is
Yeah.
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I was like, well, there goes that opportunity.
I know.
Okay. This is what this person's doing. Jevon sees that you have cloth covering your face. Jevon is going to spend their first action to try to grapple you. They roll a 33. You are grabbed as they
Great.
spend their time to wrap you up in their silks and stitching. And then Quick Stitch. Oh, that's right. Now, Jevon decided, I think another piece of cloth over his mouth will look oh so elegant, and start stitching cloth over your mouth. Give me a reflex save.
I can't disagree with him. I do kind of like the idea. Oh, of course, and I'll roll a 1.
Oh, critical.
I'm going to use a hero point on that one.
Are you sure?
Oh,
You sure?
yes,
You don't
I'm
want to
sure.
use it? It's only
gonna
you'll
roll.
roll the critical. It can't be that bad a critical
There we
failure.
go. There you go. There's a
34.
that might be a critical success, actually.
Well, unfortunately, because you already have a piece on you, what are you doing? It's one less. So that goes from a success down to failure. So you now have, yes, that's how it works. Because the more pieces you have on you, the worse it gets. Because you are slowly
God.
being turned into a creature. A stuffed animal, if you will. A stuffed Dougie. So,
34 isn't a critical success?
No. It's just a
Oh,
success.
wow. All right.
Yeah, it's just a regular success.
That's
But
amazing.
it's one save worse because they have stuff on you. So it's actually now failure. So you are now... we will make you clumsy. So you're clumsy.
It doesn't
one.
matter. Yeah, sure. Make me clumsy. I'm not going to hit anything anyway, so.
Yeah, that's right. You're clumsy one. And you now have stitching over your mouth and your eyes. And it's a beautiful sight to be seen. Dougie, you're up.
Well, now I know I have to get this crap off me.
You're just a raggedy man.
Jeez. How do I get this crap off me? What's involved? What mechanics are involved in that?
Dougie does the dance of the 7
If
veils.
you have a free hand, you can just grab it.
I
See
don't.
what happens.
So I guess I will
You have to drop
spend an
something.
action to sheathe a weapon, my Mangosh, and then now I have a free hand.
Okay. So you are now a free hand. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do what I need to get this stuff off me. I'm gonna take
Well, which one? You have one on your mouth and one on your eyes.
the one in my eyes.
Okay. You pull it off. Roll a d6.
By the way, it's the beginning of my turn. I have bleed damage.
That happens at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. All right. D6.
Yes.
All right.
D6.
Oh, 1. That's got to be good.
You take 1 point of damage
Oh,
as
that's actually
you pull
okay.
the stitching out. And the good news is you didn't lose an eye, and you can now see. So 1 point of damage, and
All
the only
right.
thing you have left, and that was one action, so you got one action left.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get rid of the thing on my mouth.
All right, pull that off and roll a d6. 4
Ouch.
points of damage as it tears out part of your lip, and whatever facial hair you had is now gone as well.
Now, do I still take the bleed damage though? Because those things
Yes.
are
Yes, so
All
that's separate. So now you will take
2 bleed damage. Is it 2 bleed damages or 1?
I roll it. So 1d6, you take 6 more points of bleed damage. So you took 5 points from the stitching, 6 from the bleed, and now you just roll a natural d20. And if you roll a 15 or higher, the bleed damage just stops. That's all.
15 or higher. Okay.
Yeah, you
Ouch.
failed. You rolled a 4, so you're still bleeding, and you're done. And now Mally's up. Now Mally is in bad shape. Mally looks like Mally's about to go down, because Mally is covered in wounds from Mr. Lomang. I'm thinking, what can they do? They're going down swinging. So, Lomang, short sword,
All right, Crane Flutter.
36.
I mean, they never miss. It's incredible.
That's a
It's just
crit,
incredible.
isn't it?
No, because he
Oh.
has his
He's
AC
20.
goes
Armor
down
class
to
is
30.
30.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's a
wow.
normal hit. I rolled an 18. 15 points of damage. And then they try to hit you with their War Razor, flaying your skin to take a piece and then eat it.
Oh,
20 is a
Nope.
miss.
no pieces for him. No soup for you.
Try it again. That's a miss. Critical miss. Oh well, they were trying to take a piece of your flesh and eat it to try to gain your power and
Yeah.
get your key.
You
It
cannot
did
have
not
my
work.
key.
Basil, There's some pretty horrible stuff going on in front of you. It's pretty grisly. You're up.
I'm going to devise a stratagem on Javon.
Oh,
Pretty much the same thing as before.
don't kill Siobhan. Oh boy, 27. We'll see.
Okay, I'm going to attack.
You don't get a +2 because you already have, or you do get a +2 because the Deviser Stratagem gives you a +2.
Well, it gives me the difference between using my dex and my intelligence, which is +2.
So, in reality, I should be giving you a +2 to devise your stratagem because it shouldn't be +16. It should be +18, correct? Your base attack is +16. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, then I should be getting an additional +2 on top.
Okay, so you hit a 29.
Okay.
You hit, so you will do 9 points of damage.
Can you share that with Dougie?
And the precision.
Yes.
And I say, Dougie, when he swings his razor, his left, there's a spot under his left arm. So I do shared stratagem. Now he's flat-footed to Dougie.
That sucks.
And I have a third attack left, so I'm just going to go with a regular attack.
Okay.
That's a
That
miss.
misses.
Now, is that a melee attack?
Yeah, he was using melee attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my whatchamajig, Hoochie Hocus Pocus, and do a strike.
On Jevron, okay.
Yeah, and Chevron. I'm going to use my rapier.
Is this the opportune backstab or whatever?
Yeah, this is a 27 because he's flat-footed to me.
No, is he flat-footed? Why is he flat-footed to you?
Because he
I
shared
did shared
stratagem.
stratagem.
How good is that?
You hit. That actually was the difference between missing and hitting.
Yeah.
Oh, so and you do 25 points of damage. Holy crap!
Yeah, that was a good thing. That was a really
You
good
do 15 piercing and 10 sneak attack. All right,
Yeah.
that did a lot of damage. He's in bad shape. You suck. All right,
Teamwork.
thing. Yeah, that's right.
you're already grabbed. He can't do
Crisscross.
anything else to you. You know what he's gonna do? What are you attacking him with?
My rapier is all I have. I have a free arm.
Okay, watch this. He's gonna try to attack your rapier.
God,
What is your
what
reflex
now?
DC?
Plus 17.
He rolls a 27 to disarm you. Success. Weaken your target's grasp until the start of the creature's next turn. Oh, so you get a +2 and... Okay, so he tried to disarm you when you attacked him. He tried to knock your weapon out. He did not succeed, but now you have a -2 to attacks with that item until the start of your creature's turn. No, so that's not that great. That sucks, actually. All right, Gomez, you're up. So it's only till the beginning of your turn, which means you can re-grab it. So it's only good if someone else does it right afterwards. Oh, wow. Disarm sucks now. Disarm is, like, really bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Can you use like multiple actions though to do it?
Yeah, I mean, the only way it
Like,
works
could you,
now
like,
is if
use
you
your
do
first
a
attack
critical
and then second attack?
success. Yeah, only if a critical success will knock it out of
Oh.
their hands now. Gomez, you're up. Sorry.
Turning up the volume, extend my Shocking Grasp to make it a ranged spell, and I Shocking Grasp Jevon.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Oh,
Let's
Wow.
see. You would do a critical?
That's a
and
critical
you
hit.
for 40 points of damage? Am I reading that right?
Damn straight.
Wow.
Damn straight.
And a persistent 2.
Only if they're wearing metal, and they are wearing assorted rags and textures. So
But a thimble,
War
a
Razor
metal
doesn't
thimble
count?
hat.
it has to be if
Oh, it
they're
has to be
wearing
Like
Very-
chainmail,
right.
like playmail.
like
Yeah.
it has to be significant metal. It's not like one
although that
piece.
thimble on their head,
It's not enough. It's actually not enough.
it's probably
It's basically it's their armor, and they're wearing leather armor
Yeah.
underneath this, so it does not count. Anyhow,
still.
Gomez, you hit for
Ouch.
40 points damage. They're still up, although Jebron looks.
Wow.
You see
Still up.
smoke coming out from under the thimble, Jebron, and you smell bacon. Lomang, you're up. You're like,
All right. Let's
that smells
finish
like
this.
some good eats.
I want to finish this. All right. Crane wing attack. There we go.
Oh my god, did you actually hit? I can't even tell.
He actually
Actually
hit.
hit.
That is amazing. That's what happens when you roll a 17.
Nice.
Down goes Melly.
Well, I should have moved. I should have moved first. All right, so that's the end of the flurry, I guess. And,
Yep.
I can move there and I can attack.
Yeah, you can move on top of melee. They drop and you move on top of them. And Jevron's the only one left. Oh
There we
my
go.
God! I guess
Natural
you're making up for
20.
lost. You're making up for
That's
lost
how we
time.
do for
For
Edgewatch.
2 kills.
Yes, one shot,
Nice.
2 kills.
Actually, we're not out
Wow.
yet, Dougie. You are bleeding still. So when it's your turn, you can do a single DC check to try to staunch the bleeding when it's your turn. So
All right.
just give me it's a DC 15 check the first time. So you're like,
Do you want me to do
That's-
that now or?
yeah, just do it now.
Oh, okay.
You're like, guys, that's great. I'm still bleeding to death over
And
here.
I'm still bleeding.
Does magical healing make it go away?
Nope, nothing does. 2 points of damage. I'll explain that later. Now you can do another check, but it's only DC 10 to see if it goes away.
Oh, okay.
It's like the first time you do it, it's a 15, and it's 2 actions, but then after that, it's a 10.
I was gonna say that
Okay,
sounds
so now
so
it's
bad.
gone. So
okay,
you
good.
managed to get rid of it. Persistent damage is actually very hard to get rid of. It's you either have to do something specific, but healing doesn't do it. It's like you have to do something very specific, and it's 2 actions. Depending on what it is, though, the DC can go down to like 10 or 5. So, for example, like if
Sure.
the persistent damage was fire, you can say, okay, I try to put it out with my hands, and I'll say, okay, the DC is now 10. But if you say, okay, I'm going to start to put it out with water, I'll say, okay, now the DC is 5.
I see.
So it's situational. That's how it works.
That's cool. I like that actually. That's a
Yeah,
cool
it's not. There's
mechanic.
no automatic way. Healing does not do it though.
If it goes down every round, I kind of like that. It's okay that it's tough at the beginning.
Well, it does if you spend the time. Otherwise, it's the same every round. Anyhow,
Hmm.
you have knocked out or taken down these 2 people. They are dressed in rags, the fun assorted rags and textiles, and they have collapsed. You also see another prisoner to the east, and they also appear to be badly traumatized and unconscious, and also has lots of pieces of cloth sewn to their body.
Oh,
What do you
jeez.
do?
Ew. Well, we'll include them in our treat wounds hand wave healing. as
Oh,
we
there
do
you go.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can unlock. I only spend 1 round to unlock people, but
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
go out here
easily
and unlock.
yeah, you know, yep, you unlock them. You could easily unlock the prisoners, take off the manacles. They seem to be badly traumatized.
Yeah.
And they're severely wounded, but it doesn't look like any of them are going to die. But as soon as you free them, they're like,
Carry them in
help
here.
us, help
Yeah.
us, please, help us, take us out of here.
Well, you
Help
need to stay
us.
here while we
No,
get rid of the rest.
no, help us, help
We get all that
us.
stuff off of them, okay? So they stop asking for help.
Can you tell us anything about who you are or how you came to be here?
Yeah. Are they crazy?
The middle-aged man says, I'm Curlin. I'm a beggar on the streets, and they took me from the streets, and I've been here. They've been torturing me slowly. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know. I'm sorry. Can you please help me?
Okay, so he's
Can you
crazy.
Please leave from this place.
What about the other prisoner? Yeah, we can.
Seems like a woman. She's like, I'm Tamania. I'm a costermonger. I sell fruits and vegetables from a hand cart in the street, and I was just putting my fruits away for the evening, and someone hit me on the head, and next thing I know, I woke up here. They've been torturing me. They don't ask any questions. All they do is torture us and sew cloth to us and tell us about how they're going to drain us of our blood and use our skin for their Sacrifices, please, please, can you please? We can't stay here. We can't stay here. If you don't free us, we're gonna go. We're gonna go on our own. And they're getting up. They're getting out of here. Whether you take them or not, they're leaving. So what do you do?
All right, so I deploy my my charisma and my oratory.
Go charisma.
I got group impression, I got group coercion, I got all kinds of group skills now. And I diplomatize them, and I explain to them that it's not safe. If you leave now, you'll only be captured again. We have to remove the threat, and then we can take you out. Is there do you know of anybody else that's here?
Well, tell me which one you're doing, because they're very different. Which one? Tell me exactly. What, using group impression or group coercion?
Oh, group impression. I'll start with group impression.
Okay. You give me a diplomacy skill. Check.
And I show him my badge, that magic item badge that gives me a plus.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Give me a check. 32. So, let's see. You try to make an impression with them. And so all you do is you go one step up from whatever they were. So, well, that's great. You're going to escort us out, right? You're the cops. That's your job. It's your job to take us out of here.
Yes, but we have other things we need to do while we're here.
We don't care. We don't care. They're going to kill us.
They don't care.
We don't care.
That's the citizen for
That
you.
is our authority.
There's a room nearby that they don't know about. Would you be willing to wait there until we're ready to leave?
Yeah,
Fine.
I still got that. I still got that. I'm not done on my diplomatizing. Like, are they friendly or helpful to me at this point? Do I judge?
They're indifferent.
They've only moved to indifferent.
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Save them from torture, and they're indifferent to us.
Yeah, well,
they're crazy. They're obviously crazy.
No, they've been traumatized. You're dressed like them. There's a lot going on. They've been tortured for days, if not weeks, with things being stitched to their face and arms and skin. And
Speaking of which,
other
remember back
horrible
during,
parts.
speaking of which,
So wait,
remember
they were initially hostile to me, and then I make an impression.
Let Jason. Can you please let Jason?
No, I was just pointing out that way back when we went to that party, the Eyes on Absalom guy was talking about people being dragged out of the sewers and experimented on. So, surprise, surprise, I guess he was right.
Yeah. I think he was right. All right. Well, here's the way it works. Mechanically, I make an impression, I get them to friendly. Then,
Well, you're indifferent. They're up to the indifferent.
right, I get them to friendly or helpful. When they're friendly or helpful, you can make a request. Then I use the make a request option.
Okay, but they're not there. So right now they want to leave.
Hey, I'm not saying a hand waving thing. I'm saying I need another minute. Right? I need another minute to try to improve their attitude one more step, and then I can make a request. Like, Jason is going right to making a request. Well, apparently we can't make a request right now because they're indifferent.
So can you make multiple attempts?
That
If you
is
fail.
determined. Not necessarily.
Yeah,
it's not
I-
that you just do it forever.
Yeah, you never
hoping
do
that
that.
it gets better and better. You can try again, but the DC will continue. Yes, you can keep doing it, but the DC will continue to go up. So you can try a second time to try to make them go up. That's not a problem.
Well, anyway, I'm just reading the rules here, and the rule
Right.
is minute
Right.
of conversation.
Yes.
If I succeed, it increased one step. So apparently they're hostile to us, and now they're indifferent because they did
No.
increase one step.
No, they were unfriendly to you, and now they're
Okay, well, unfriendly. They were unfriendly to me. I don't know why they were unfriendly to me, but they were unfriendly. They're unfriendly to us, and then increased one step to indifference. So now I
scared
got to
them.
work another minute. If I get another success, then they're whatever. Then they're friendly, and when they're friendly, then I roll for a request, and then they either do it or they don't.
I would assume being afraid of someone is unfriendly.
okay. So
I don't know, man. Like,
Go right ahead.
They knew who the Edgewatch is.
Seth, they're crazy. They've been tortured for weeks.
Psychos
They're
have you
crazy
prisoner, the
people.
cops show up. I don't know if you're going to be unfriendly to them, but I guess they're just too rattled.
They might be insane.
Yeah, they're insane
there's-
in the
okay.
membrane.
Let me picture something. They've been tortured for a week. Okay. They see 4 people just come in, dressed like Skin Saw, and just kill the other ones.
And then one of them relieve.
They have no idea. No. They have
That
no
is why I
idea
showed
what's
him the
going on.
badge, dude. That
Okay,
is why I
and
made
you're
the
right,
point
if they
of saying
don't-
I show him
yeah.
the badge. Right. The
I know,
guy
and
takes
you're
off the
right.
costume, shows him the badge
Okay,
and
no,
says,
no, you
"I am
didn't
with
say
the
that. You
police."
said you showed the costume. You take off.
No,
you
I said I showed the badge. I said
Okay,
I showed
you show
the
the
badge.
badge.
Right.
They
I identified my
don't
someone's
believe it.
police officer.
They
I
don't
showed the badge.
believe it.
All right.
They think you're just trying to torture them more.
Well, then I failed my role. I didn't succeed.
No, you went up to indifferent. Look, this is the way it's working.
I spend
okay?
another minute. It
Okay.
takes another minute. I'm going to spend
Okay.
another minute. That's the bottom line. That's the only thing I'm trying to say here. I have to spend another minute. I'm
Yes,
spending
and I'm
another
waiting
minute.
for you
All
to do the
right.
roll. Yes.
There, 30.
That's pretty good. Pretty good number.
All right. They'll have a good attitude towards you, but they're not going to stick their neck out to help you.
All right. Well, then I make a request, and here's my roll for that.
What's the request?
We want him to stay here and be quiet and not move.
They're not going to stay here. They said, "Oh, we heard there's another room. We're not staying in this torture
Yeah, can we put him in the
Right.
shrine room? That's
Yeah,
at
put
least
him
what's
in
my
the
option
side.
here?
This is
This
terrible
room is literally a torture chamber. You're asking them to stay inside of a torture chamber with horrible implements of death, fingers, toes, two
All right.
dead
So that
guys.
is so that request is unsavory or impossible. Okay, fine. So we have to take him someplace that's not so horrible.
secret
we
door
have to take him,
shrine
we have to
room.
take him out of dock out.
Yeah, the shrine room
and,
down
and put him
here.
someplace safe.
Yes, that's
Where
all
are we
they're
gonna take
asking.
Let's take
Please
him to
take us out of the
yeah. Let's
torture
just go down
chamber.
to the shrine.
That's covered in blood, guts, and gore with two dead people on the floor that they've been tortured in for the
Ding,
last
ding, ding.
week. Could you please
Oh, we
remove
can't
us
go
from this
that way.
location? That's all they're
Let's
asking.
get him out of here.
We put him in the same. We put him in the same place that the Edgewatch was hiding out to for a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's around the corner.
Okay.
Oh, actually, that's a good room because that's got the
Right.
Eridan
That's what it's
god.
like. The Edgewatch have been here for a week. You'll be perfectly safe. We'll come back for you.
That's also the room that if they start getting insubordinate again, they start wandering out that door to the east, and they'll get killed by the other thing.
I know it's true. Do want to mention that?
Let's not tell them that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not mention that fact.
Right.
Eridan's in there, and he will placate them.
But it is behind a secret door, and that should give him some reassurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what is their reaction to that?
No, they're fine. They'll wait for you for a few hours. They're gonna rest up. They ask for food and water, and they'll try to
Yeah,
get some
we give
rest.
them that. Yeah.
And they'll eat up, and then they'll wait for you.
All right, so that took 2 minutes. Could that be while Jason was doing all of his medical checks at 10 minutes? Or is this an additional 2 minutes?
Oh yeah. You're not wounded, right?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I am.
You can just walk them down there, and Jason will fix us up.
Yeah. I mean, it takes 10 minutes for Jason to do it anyhow. So
Does he have to technically how this works? I'm just curious. Does he actually, if he was going to do this, not a hand wave, would he roll everybody
Yes.
separately,
yes.
or is it all one roll?
No, everyone gets
Oh,
rolled.
wow.
Everyone gets a separate roll. So in theory, we should figure out what the average would be, and then sort of.
Yeah, mine is 40 points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it's going to take at least 20, maybe 30 minutes for Dougie to get all healed up. So.
Yeah, that's probably quite a
The
bit.
bare minimum.
40 is a lot.
And there's a ton of stuff in this room. So
Yeah, we got a half hour, so
No, in game.
In
So we're
game?
doing things for half an hour.
That gives Gomez plenty of time to just search the room and.
Oh yeah, Gomez can search the room. Basil, Basil can't do
Gomez has
anything.
got all the time in the world to wait for
Yes.
Dougie to get off his sick bed.
Me
That's
too.
fine.
I'm sick.
That's fine.
I was going to open the Iron Maiden, but I figured that might set off the next encounter, so I figured
Yeah.
I'd wait on that.
Bill and Ted are in there.
I don't even want to look.
Excellent.
We should try to get them to wait inside the Iron Maiden while we heal up.
Yeah, that's a
See
good
if
place
they
to
like
hide.
that.
I mean, the other thing we'll have to figure out is what to do with these guys if we're doing non-lethal damage. We could manacle them in their own torture beds.
I thought in here we were allowed to use
Yeah, I
guns,
thought we were
weapons
doing lethal
free.
damage, honestly.
You are allowed to use weapons free.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're just killing skins?
Yeah,
people?
that's, I'm for that, actually.
They are dead or alive.
I can't wait till we
You've gone
search
for
these
dead.
guys too, because I want to find out what's underneath them. If they're like the zombies.
I want a
on-
thimble hat. I want a thimble.
Yeah, like Devo.
Yeah,
Devo
that's
hat.
cool. Yep.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel. at discord.rollforcombat.com.